喂，你在哪啊？我不走了呀。Ako din.
Kanina. Gutom-gutom baby. Wow, charot!
Ikaw matakain kain na. 2 plate of rice 最初。
1 and a half.
Wow, big bus.
Huh?
Big bus.
Bar?
Bus.
I heard bar. Nice color. Like my favorite shade.
Nice.
Avocado green. It should be just like that.
Avocado?
Avocado green.
Ito? No.
Really?
Avocado green is
I said I don't like avocado green. This one, the sea green is better.
Samba.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Taste of Kualoa.
And nuts.
Nuts?
Nuts.
Nuts. Oh. They have.
Alrighty, mic check. Sounds good? Okay. Alright, technology has not failed us yet so far. So, we're going to be heading over to the Molii Gardens here for this Taste of Kualoa farm tour. So, to get to the gardens, we are going to have to go out onto Kamehameha Highway. With that being said, a couple of safety things. Please do not stand up in the trolley because it will be rocking to the sides and that will be very unsafe. Also, please do not stick anything outside the trolley that you are not willing to lose. So no cameras, phones, head, feet, children, anything like that. You're going to want to keep them inside the trolley at all times. Other than that, like I said, it's going to get very windy when we are going out onto the highway. So please hold on to any hats that you may be wearing, any loose-fitting things, because it does tend to fly off. Other than that, today we are going to be splitting between 2 languages. You'll either have the English tour, which is with me, or you'll have May, who will be speaking Japanese today. So if you want to practice your Japanese, definitely pay attention while May is talking. But other than that, while I'm talking, if you understand what I'm saying, by all means, pay attention. But if you understand while May is talking, then pay attention to her. Other than that, just enjoy the tour as we go in there. I'm going to let May talk to her guests, and I'll talk to you when we get over to the Molii Gardens.
Aloha everyone. Unfortunately, I speak Japanese and great English. So maybe the English speakers don't understand my English, but direction please. これからモリーガーデンというところに参ります。こちらいろんな植物をご案内しながら、ハワイにとってコアラにとって農業の重要性などをご案内したいと思います。ツアーの最後には皆様にハワイの食べ物いくつか召し上がっていただく主食コーナーがございますのでお楽しみください。
1,200 miles to the south. And in order to get here, they would travel on these long 63-foot double-hull canoes known as vaas. And so they would travel here and they'd bring these plants on these long voyages in order to, one, survive the long trip, but also to plant when they got to the island they were going to. All these plants that we're going to talk about in this first section here focus on one of three categories. It is either medicine, food, or shelter. It could also be multiples of those, but it has to be one of those three. So with that in mind, they did not bring things like the Macadamia tree, because they did not care about looking pretty, they cared about survival. So that's what all these plants are going to be focused on that we're going to be talking about here in the first part.
こちらのガーデンはいくつかのセクションに分かれておりまして、最初のセクションがカヌープランツという、もともとハワイ列島はですね、動植物がいなかったんですけれども、最初の入植者マルケザ諸島というところからやってきました。で、そこから、犬、豚、鶏を食料として持ってきました。またいろんな植物をですね持ち込んだんですが、それを総称したカヌープランツと言います。なぜカヌープランツかというと、カヌーを持ってきたことですので、持ってきたからですね。
Alright, this first plant we're going to talk about here on the left is actually what we're going to be talking about in a later category, but this is our best plants place to see it. And this is the Macadamia Nut Tree here on the left. This is from Queensland, Australia. This brought here as a gift for Hawaiian royalty. Due to its popularity, a lot of people do mistakenly think that it has come from Hawaii. Like I said, that is not true. It is from Australia. Another interesting point is that you do not pick the nut out of the tree. You actually pick the ones off the ground. Those are the ones that are ripe and ready to go. The ones in the tree are not tasty. They are not delicious.
最初にご覧いただいてますのはマカデミアナッツの木です。ここでいつも私クイズ出してです。何の実でしょうかって伺うんですけど、いろんなユニークな答えがありました。梅とか、オリーブとかね、割と近めのものあったんですけど、こちらマカデミアナッツ、オーストラリア原産です。後ほど皆さんに試食の時に、こちらマカデミアナッツ生のものを召し上がっていただきたいと思います。生の美味しさを味わってください。
So we're going to see a sign over here on the right that says canoe plants. It has a artist representation of one of those double-hull canoes I was telling you about. So that is what they would have been traveling on for these ancient Polynesians.
You can eat only when they're on the ground.
ご覧いただいてます。絵ですけれども、
The sign there, right?
こちら
white.
こちらのカヌーでですね、真ん中に家のようなございますけれども、こちらは船員さんの休憩場ではなくてですね、長旅の間に、強い日差しや、潮風からね、植物を守るために入れてきた家の小屋です。それほど重要なですね。
Alright, so the first plant we're going to talk about here on the left and the right is the ava or the kava. This one was a medicinal plant that was given to people who were injured or during ceremonial times because this has a very strong numbing effect. It physically numbs you. The downside to it though is it is a member of the pepper family and it is not washed before it is brewed into the tea. So it's like putting pepper on mud and then drinking it. That's the flavor you got. But it does work, it does numb the body.
はい、最初の植物、それぞれのカヌープランツに名札がついています。上がハワイ語、下が英語です。こちら最初のものはカバと言います。こちら、根っこを使います。根っこを乾燥させまして粉にします。それを水に溶いてジュースに飲みます。ジュースがですね、飲みますと歯医者でマスターを抜くみたいに感覚がなくなります。飲みすぎますと感覚がなくなります。ですので痛み止めとして使われました。またね、飲んだ時にアルコールの時のような免停感があることから、アルコールの代わりに儀式なんかにも使われました。日本では手に入りません。こちら、日本でね、サプリメントがかかったりして、薬事法にかかってしまって実現になりませんでした。抗生新薬が入っています。もし試してみたい方いらっしゃいましたら、ワイキキにもカババーティーがございますので、もしよかったらお試しください。おすすめはしませんよ。美味しくないです。泥水に塩を混ぜたような味がします。
Next up here on the right is ulu or the breadfruit. It's called breadfruit because as you bake it, it does smell like freshly baked bread. But ulu will grow to be about the size of a volleyball, and it is rich in vitamins A, B, and C, as well as one ulu has the same potassium as about 15 bananas. So extremely nutrient dense, and it tastes very similar to a potato.
ブレッドフルーツ、パンの木と言います。こちらの実を大きな実になるんですが、こちらの実を焼きますと、パンを焼くときのような匂いがするということから、パンの木と名付けられたと言われています。調理しますと、さつまいもとじゃがいもを合わせたような味がします。芋料理のほとんどこちらで代用できます。芋よりもっと優れているのが、食物繊維、ポタシウム、ビタミン A、B、D が非常に豊富だということです。でこちらの木が1本庭に植わっていますと、その一家は一生食べるのに困らないと言われています。
So the first tree you see on the left here, as well as the one in the middle of the ulu trees on the right, is the noni, or the Indian mulberry. They have done studies to show that this does help with high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, regulates diabetes, as well as gout. The downside to it is that it tastes absolutely horrible. Many people describe it as blue cheese that's been left out in the sun for a really long time to rot. And that's the fresh noni flavor. If you look down on the jars to the left and the right, that is its fermenting stage. So that is actually how you get noni juice, which is what they give you in order to get all those health benefits.
はい、左右ノニと申しますが、ノニジュースと聞いたことがあるかもしれません。罰ゲームの中に使われたそうですけれども、こちら万能薬です。こちらの実がですね、実をからジュースを作ります。絞る方法もございますが、こちらを瓶に詰めまして指定発酵すると自然にジュースが上がってきます。それを飲みますけれども、そちらのサンプルがないので作ってございますが、あまり見ない方がいいと思います。高血圧ですとかね、糖尿病、心臓病なんかにもいいます。
Next up is tea, or the tea plant. Used for a lot of different things, but the two main uses was for wrapping of food while they were cooking it, like aluminum foil. This would instill moisture as well as flavor into the food. Not only that, but they'd also use these leaves, they'd weave them together in order to make hula skirts. Take about 50 leaves to make one hula skirt. For someone like me, maybe 75, but regardless, you can still weave them together.
こちらティーと言います。ティープラント。他のケンジャーと言いますけれども、こちらの水分をたくさん取っています。ですので、これに食べ物を追加していきますと、美味しい蒸し焼き料理ができます。またこちらでフラのスカート、マヤダンサーの衣装なんかを作っています。魔除けの力があると信じられています。家の周りにも決められたりもしています。
Next up is the coke, or the sugar cane. This is not only used as a 5-hour energy by chewing on the inside, this would give them a quick burst of energy. The fibers on the inside of these stalks, as they chewed on it, would also brush and floss their teeth. So next time you go to the dentist, tell them that you can use sugar cane to brush your teeth, and see what they think about that.
こちら、シュガー傾斜の意味でございます。で倒れかかっているのが自分の糖分で重たくなって倒れてしまうので、こちらは収穫時です。これ甘味料ですけれども、長旅に出るに1本持っていきます。持っていって疲れたなと思って食べますと、糖分が一気に体を巡って元気になります。今でいうところのエナジードリンクですね。またこれ噛むことによって歯茎が丈夫になって繊維質ですね、張りが出てきます。で磨けますがさっぱりしません。後でもう一回ミント味のやつをつけて磨いた方がいいと思います。
Next up on the right is Maya, or the banana. This one is grows to about 4 to 5 inches in length. You can see some of the bananas growing up there on it. And it's a little bit sweeter of flavor than your normal dole or chiquita banana.
はい、マイアという英語でバナナです。こちらにご覧いただいてますバナナはアップルバナナという種類でして、皆様が日本で見かけるバナナより少し短いですが、糖度が非常に高くてですね、酸味が少しございましてさっぱりした味がします。まさに後でご食の時に召し上がっていただきたいと思います。1本の時に150本から200本になります。ですが一度もうになるともうその時は一切実がなりませんので、洋梨になってしまいます。なのであっさり切ります。切ると新芽ができますので、その新芽からまたバナナができます。
Here on the right is Kualoa, or the Taro Plant. They would use the entirety of this plant and they would eat all of it, but the real prize was the root, which was known as the corn. They would steam this, pound up with water in order to make poi, which is like a little purple pudding they'll give to you at luau's, but we have some for you to try today if you have not given it the chance.
次にご覧いただきますが、タロイモでございます。緑の部分のほうれん草のような食感で全て食べられます。ただ芋をね、 部分を蒸して潰して水を加えたものがポリネシアの主食でしたけれども、こちらポイと言います。紫色の少しドロッとした感じのものですが、ルアーなんかに入れるとよく召し上がることがあります。召し上がったことないから後ほどお食事にご用意してありますので、ぜひ召し上がってみてください。とても栄養があります。1個のお芋に成人男性2日分の栄養素が入っているそうです。
On the right here, we have Kualoa, or the sweet potato. So we see a lot of varieties of sweet potato that grow here in Hawaii, but the one in the middle there is the purple Okinawan sweet potato, and that one is what is used to make ube flavoring, like in ice cream or the sweet rolls, things like that. They come from the middle sweet potato.
アーラーと言いますが、スイートポテト、さつまいもです。タロイモできないような乾燥した土地の人々をさつまいもで代用していました。200種類ほどあるさつまいもの中でこちらでは3種類を捨てています。オレンジ、紫、黄色の芋です。真ん中紫色ですね。これは朝顔と同じファミリーですので、お花が朝顔と一緒なんですが、もう色を捨てましたので、しぼんでしまっています。
To the right, we have the ipu, or the gourd. The Polynesians would use this as a vase or a bowl. They would dry it out, hollow it out, use it to carry on water, seeds, fish hooks, things like that. They could also turn it upside down and use it as a musical instrument called the ipu heke, which was a handheld drum that they would use during the luau's.
イプ、ひょうたんでございます。古代ハワイには陶磁器がございませんでした。人物がなかったので、ココナッツの殻でそのことようなひょうたんを器代わりに使っていたんです。またこのひょうたんはですね、中をくり抜きまして水筒代わりに、またお米をしまっておいたりですとか、釣り道具をしまっておいたりするようにございました。また文化的に非常に役割がありましたんですが、これはイプヘケというくらいの使うから作っておりました。
Here we have ohe, or bamboo. They're used for a variety of things like masts for their canoes, fish hooks, spears, not fish hooks, but fishing rods, spears, knives, as well as these instruments like the nose flute. So bamboo was one of those things that was used for a variety of different things.
はい、オヘ、こちらは竹ですけれども、左手に日本の竹、右手が中国の竹です。竹はいろんな道具としても使われましたけれども、釣り竿ですね、石器を尖らして森、数具研究、ナイフ、または、楽器も作られました。ノーズフルートというのが出てくる楽器なんですが、上なんですが、鼻の息です。うちはソースではルーチをしたりするので、小さいではないので、なのでそれがつかないで、鼻の息でここまで紹介しましたのは、最初の受賞者が、自分たちが生き延びるために持ってきた植物のわけです。その間に、ハワイに定住した人々がお金を得ずに生き延びたところの一例です。
To the right, we're going to move on to plants that were brought here in order to make money. So the first ones were here for survival. Then after Captain Cook mapped out the Hawaiian Islands, these ones were the ones that were brought in next. First one is probably the one most synonymous with Hawaii. This is the pineapple. Hawaii used to be responsible for about 80% of the pineapple production. Now we are closer to about 3% in the entire world. That is because of the cost of land. It takes a lot of land to produce enough pineapple to actually start making money off this product. So it's no longer really a viable option for us anymore.
パイナップルは一時、世界生産量の約 80% をハワイが担っていました。ですがこのように1株に1個しかなりませんで、1つがなるまでに1年から3年かかります。ですので広い土地が必要となりまして、土地の値段どんどん高騰しております。人件費も高騰しております。そこで、採算に合わないので今は 2% ほどにとどまっています。
Alright, who drank coffee this morning? No shame. Yeah, there you go. I see you fans. So over here to the left, these trees are what you can thank for that. Now, these are coffee trees. You can see some of them still have the beans growing on them. But the reason they are trimmed down like this is actually to avoid the infestation of a bug called the coffee bean borer. So about every 2 years, they actually have to come through here and trim all the bushes down. That is true for every coffee farm. So don't worry, these trees are perfectly healthy and they will grow back. But these are coffee trees.
コーヒーの木ですけれども、枝をすべて払ってしまっています。ですがこちらにびっしりと緑色の実がなります。これが赤くなりますとコーヒーベリーといって収穫時なんですが、一気に赤くなりません。なので赤くなったものから一つずつ手摘みで収穫いたします。とても手間がかかります。人件費かかります。ですのでコーヒーの値段がお高いのは人件費のせいだと言われています。
as we come around the corner here, we're going to see the hala or the pandanus here on the right. And so the hala is this tree with the really long leaves on it. And they would use these leaves, they would weave them together into baskets, mats, hats, even masts of their canoes, and then dry them out. When they dried out, they became very, very sturdy, very tough, and they last them for a very long time. So that's what you use this for. There is a fruit that comes off of this tree, known as the hala fruit, but a lot of people will try to trick any guests to the island. They will call it a pineapple tree. As you saw, the pineapple grows on the ground, but the hala fruit looks very similar to a pineapple, and we'll get a chance to show that to you at the end of our tour.
手にご覧いただいてます。ハラと言います。葉っぱが重要でして、葉っぱでも丈夫ですので、これを編みまして、カゴですとか、小座、帽子、カヌーの花とか、またこちらの実がなりますけれども、実がですね、パイナップルそっくりなんですね。皆さんもパイナップルをご覧いただきましたけど、パイナップルとご存じない方、料理なのが分かってない方、山の方にここになってるのがある。ここに来まして、パイナップルで紹介しました。嘘ですよ。パイナップルですから、嘘ですよって言おうとしたんですけども、振り返ってしまったんです。どうしようかなと思って、そのままお代わりいただいちゃいました。
Alrighty, so we're coming up to our first stop here for this tour. It is an area known as Halinanea, and it is a very popular film location. So we're going to spend about 15 minutes down here exploring the area. If you have any questions for May or myself, feel free to ask us. There are bathrooms down here as well. We will also be more than happy to help you take pictures of your group if you would like. So, like I said, about 15 minutes down here. If you hear the engine turn on and you no longer see the guides anymore, that's a good sign to come back to the trolley. But other than that, we'll most likely announce it as well, so don't worry about it.
この向こう側には芝生地がございますが、そちらでは現在イベント、また結婚式みたいに行われています。その向こうには800年前に作られておられます人工の養魚池がございます。たくさんのまつわる話があるんですが、皆さん一番馴染みが深いので、ジュラシックワールドの撮影に使われました。ジュラシックワールドの土の中でですね、サメが吊るされているところにタロスと一緒に食べるシーンが撮影されました。そのシーンの写真はですね、一番この右手にございますので、ご覧ください。こちら15分ほど時間ときまして、参加していただいてこの写真に撮っていただきます。とてもそういった点で結構いいです。
結構恐竜が一番最強です。それは前に生きてたすごい。ピアノっていうかDNA 素材作ってるとか。
That's why I asked. Not, yeah, not, that's what I'm looking for, just the polite way to ask things. So that's why I asked. And also they do like the, not necessarily I'm going to call it full-blown Japanese, which is sometimes a lot harder for me to do. And they really do.
Seaport.
Natulog na ako.
Can't masuk na siya.
I found a nice spot.
You must look. Mario.
What do you call that in the south? You know, this thing that's
Ah, manok. Wow. Oh, mait.
Teka, parang basa-basa. Hindi.
Dito maganda, no? Please take my photo po. Right side. One, two, three. Isa pa. I think ito maganda. Sobrang maliit.
Nice, nice. Gusto ko take a photo of this. That's it.
Dito? Somebody. But maybe.
Magandang view of this place. Sobrang wet naman this part.
You can walk.
Ano kayang ano? Heavy rainfall bala.
Hare
Oops.
name.
I gave you the wet tissue.
Maybe. I don't know.
Kasi gusto ko white. Behind na. Ayaw ko na si Kuya.
顔より結構取ってる。昨日いくら？去年200ぐらいかな。300ぐらい。
That's what it turned into. That they talk about it, but not about problems or really small health like to our people. That's all it was.
What?
All right, you guys, if you're ready.
Discuss.
What happened? Everything okay? Oh, okay. Well, then you had the guest behind you looking too, so and then I was looking, I was like, wait, is something wrong with the step? I have no idea. Okay. That hole, that's a strategic hole, so when we walk down the steps, yeah, it drains right out. If the hole was what was worrying you, that's actually
I used to be an FM2A guy putting radios in all kinds of vehicles.
Right.
So,
Maraming birds. I never heard.
落ちれるし。
ああ、
いや、こっちの芯が落ちかけたけど。マジでこれね、まさかのここで落ちてかけたいよ。人によるってことですね。まあ、芯内はね。
Alright guys, so that body of water that we were just seeing over there, that is known as the Yayy Fishpond. That was built about 800 years ago by the ancient Polynesians in order to catch fish, because it would draw fish in with all the algae that it was producing, but also to keep them trapped in there, because they would have to swim through these Macadamia gates, which have about a ½ inch opening in them. So these fish would swim in, eat this algae or other fish, depending on what kind of fish it was, and then they get too big, like me at a buffet, to get back out of the doors. So then they'd be stuck. Yeah. It's a pretty ingenious system, because then during low tide, all the fish, or during high tide, all the fish would smell that salt water, they would swim towards the gates to try to escape, and then that's where the Polynesians would be with their fishing nets in order just to swoop them up. Yeah. It's an ingenious pond. Like I said, it was built 800 years ago. It's about 125 acres in size.
こちらの池はですね、もともと海だったところに人々が石を持ってきて 1.2 キロにわたって石垣を作り、で池に至しました。どうしてかというと、池とつながっています。つながっているところに細い幅のゲートがございます。そこから魚がドワーッと入ってきますね。ここで美味しいご飯を食べて、じゃあ塩の匂いがするから海に戻ろうかって言ってるぞーって使うんですが、あれ
Alrighty, this next group of plants are going to be our orchard crops. So again, we focus on what the Polynesians first brought. Then we talk about the plants that were brought over here to make money. Now these are the plants that we mainly focus on today. So these orchard crops are the ones that are grown in trees. The first one here being our citrus trees. These are Asian lime. These will be followed by the far bigger trees, which are known as guava trees. Coming up on our left here, we have mango trees. We grow two kinds of mango trees here at Kualoa Ranch for the hated and the puree mango. So, yeah, here they are right here on the left. To the left and right, we have star fruit. This is coming from Sri Lanka. It's rich in vitamin C. That's why it was brought over here in these long bushes, poisoned in order to combat scurvy, which the vitamin C was good to see from not having enough fruits and vegetables. For anyone who has never witnessed a papaya growing on the tree, coming up here on the left, we have some papaya trees that are growing. And then that's on the left. To the right, for anyone who is a fan of chocolate, we have cacao, which is, you'll see these pods growing on the tree. It takes roughly 14 pods in order to produce 1 pound of chocolate. So papaya to the left, cacao to the right. You can see the harvesting in the back of that truck right there, all those cacao pods. As an herb, not necessarily just a fruit. Cages floating out there in the water. These are our oyster cages. This product started about 8 years ago in an effort to clean out the fish pond because oysters can filter out about 50 gallons of water a day, each one of them. We hit a milestone about a couple weeks ago of 250,000 oysters. So it is really working for us out there. We are also the only local producer and supplier of oysters here on the island. And so we sell to local restaurants as well as sell it in our visitor center. Is that a shameless plug for our oyster products? Yes, it is.
はい。 この池の北側、こちらでは牡蠣の養殖多くなっております。オアフ島ではこちらクアラランチだけが、牡蠣の養殖多くなっております。もともとはこの水質を良くするためにね、増えすぎたものを、浄化するために牡蠣を入れて、牡蠣は浄水作用があるんですね。なので牡蠣を入れたんですが、牡蠣も美味しい牡蠣に育ってですね、今25万個こちらにいるそうなんですが、レストラン等で卸しているんですが、たまに我々の口にもたまに入るんですけれども、とても美味しいですよ。はい、パパイヤですね。これで1、2年抜きですね、まだ。パパイヤ本来はオスの木とメスの木なんで、自分して初めて実ができるんですけども、こちらには改良版でハワイアンソロというね、パパイヤで、オスの木でなくても見られます。バナナの切り口をご覧いただくと分かりますけれども、これは葉っぱが使われていますね。
Coming up on the left is the film location. This is for the movie Jurassic World. This was Owen Brady's house, or Chris Pratt's bungalow from that movie. Or at least this is where it was. Here at Kualoa, we try to preserve the natural beauty of the environment. And so if we were to keep a movie set from every single movie that was filmed here, we would be overrun by decrepit movie sets. So what we had them do is tear everything down and put it back the way it was prior to their filming. And then we'll put up these signs in order to indicate what was filmed where.
こちらの広場、ジュラシックワールドの中で主人公オーエンの、小屋が建てられまして、こちらのでバイクを直すシーンが撮影されました。今はもう小屋はございません。でもしますのはこちらのね、自然美を出すために、ハリウッドとクアロアが契約しているんですね。撮影が終わった後は元通りに戻しますという、ね、項目がございます。
What's that? There are a lot of chickens that are roaming on. So you guys might have noticed that we do have a lot of chickens here in Hawaii. Yeah, we're talking about canoe plants on this one. Chickens actually qualify as a canoe animal, along with dogs and pigs. Those were brought over here by the early Polynesians, again, in order to survive on these long trips. Now, the only natural predator for chickens today are cars, and that's it. No one actually wants to eat these chickens. They have a high protein diet of bugs and things like that. And so it doesn't really make for very good meat. It's very stringy, very tough and chewy. So it doesn't taste very good at all. So people don't normally eat the chickens that are wild around here. So yeah, you'll notice there's a lot of chickens. If you want to take a chicken home with you, go for it. But an easy way to remember how to say chicken in Hawaiian is its Hawaiian name is Moa, M-O-A. And an easy way to remember that is when you see one chicken, then you will see Moa and Moa and Moa. There are a lot of chickens here.
この辺りにね、鶏がたくさんいますけれども、こちらは全て野生の鶏です。もともと最初できたポリネシア人が食料として持ち込んだ鶏が野生化して今に至っています。増えすぎて困っていますので、皆さんご協力お願いして、お一人一羽ずつお願いしてください。
And so the purpose of that one is to teach kids where food comes from, specifically animal-based food. So once we get in here, we're going to see some of our animals in there. The Educational Center has asked me to emphasize that the animals in this enclosure that we're going to see are our friends, and they are educational to us. They are not for eating. They're pretty much pets. If you want to get a closer look at the animals that we do raise for eating, however, you can go to our visitor center in the refrigerated section, and you can find them there.
家畜は、アニマルプレイスというプログラムで子どもたちにね、人の周りを回りながら、動物と馴染んでもらおうというプログラムなんですけれども、これらクアロアランチ基本的に牧場ですので、動物は、食料として見なされますけれども、子どもたちに自分たちの食べ物がどこからやってくるのかということを学ばせるためにこのようにね、設一番人気がございますのが、こちらにすぐ近くにいますラマのピカチュウ。ちょっと汚いですけども。
Alright, hopefully everyone got their pictures there. I'm gonna watch out for these guys who are unloading the geese. Looks like we're getting maybe 2 new ones here. They don't look like ours. So 2 more guard geese for us down here. Because here's our guard geese coming up on the left. These ones are affectionately named either Smirnoff or Grey Goose. I'll let you figure out which one's which. And you'll hear quickly why they're called our guard geese. Every time someone grabs
The
that.
noisy one is Smurf. He's drunk. He's too noisy.
Alright, so these bodies of water that we see to the right, the one on the left has been drained because they're retouching up the bottom. These ones are known as locovii. These are earthen ponds that are dug out and then filled in with both fresh and salt water. So again, this is brackish water. And this is where we grow one of 2 animals. If it's like the one to the left over here that has a motor, that is aerating the water, and that's where we grow our white Pacific shrimp. Whereas the one to the right, that is where we grow our red Taiwanese tilapia. So we grow both of those down here. Ooh, that smells lovely. And we sell them to either in the visitor center or to local restaurants again.
こちらでは、シュリンプとティラピアという魚を育てています。ティラピアというのはエスピダイですね。エスピダイ、手のひらぐらいの大きさと言いましたら、一回タンクにあげます。で、オスとメスに分けます。メスはまた家に戻って卵を産みます。オスはそのままマーケットの仕事に行きます。
Alrighty, coming up on the left here, we have some structures known as hales. Hale means house in Hawaiian. And so when you see them grouping like this, they're called cow hales. And so each one will have its own purpose. One would be for eating, one for sleeping, cooking, so on and so forth. Very similar to how you have a kitchen, dining room, or living room. Here, they just had them separated. You will see a bird walking there on the left. That is known as the alaibula. That is an endangered bird that is also endemic to Hawaii, which means it can only be found here in Hawaii.
ちょこちょこ歩いています。黒い鳥、黒くてくちばしが赤い鳥ですけれども、こちらは絶滅危惧種のアライウラといいます。ハワイでしか見かけることはできません。また絶滅危惧種ですので、めったに見ることができません。こちらは人類に火をもたらした伝説と言われています。もともとは白かったくちばしですが、奥に見えますのは、古代の家のレプリカです。古代では家に1軒の家に1部屋しかございませんでした。何軒の家を持っていて、その家に1つ役割が決まっていまして、食事をする家、眠る家、作業をする家などでした。特徴的なのは男性が食事をする家と女性が食事をする家は別々だったと言いますと、バナナもそうですけれども、女性は食べてはいけない食べ物がいくつもありました。ですね、それを誤って女性が食べてしまって死刑などにしないようにね、食べていたのです。で、調理中に女性がつまみをしたのですね、それは起こり得ないんですね。と言いますのは、食事の支度全部男性が行っていたそうです。カップルの方々、もう一回言いましょうか。食事の支度は全て男性が行っていたそうです。もう2、3回言った方がいいかな。
To the left here, we have another hale. This is known as a hale va'a. So this is a canoe house. This is where they would work on their canoes. They would also disembark and sail back to these hales. Really, you can just think of it like a Hawaiian garage.
ハレーバーと言います。ハレーは家、バーっていうのはカヌー。カヌーで沖に漁に出まして、帰ってきた時に、これからまた家の方に持ち帰るのは大変ですので、水辺にこのように置いたことにしたんですね。でも大事なものなので、このように家を作って保護をして、その中で修理などの作業も行っていました。
The body of water you see there beyond the hale, that is known as Kaneohe Bay. This is a very shallow bay because it's actually a volcanic crater that part of the wall fell off and is filled in with water. That does not allow for large animals like whales in order to get in there, but it is one of the homes for the Hawaiian green sea turtle, as well as between the months of April and October, so pretty much during the summer, that body of water becomes one of the largest breeding grounds for the hammerhead shark in the Pacific Ocean. So maybe not the best place to learn how to swim.
こちらの海、カネオヘ湾と言いますが、非常に浅いんですね。それで大きな動物は入ってこれません。ですが、サメ、ハンマーヘッドシャークというサメがたくさんいます。横に目がついているんですね。はい、人類に被害は与えないそうですが。
To the left and right here, we're going to be driving through some lo'is. These should look very familiar because they look exactly like loco guys, which again are earthen ponds dug out, tampered down, filled in with water. The difference though is that this one is filled in with fresh water. So this is not the brackish water, this is where we grow some of our crops. So we have rice back there, probably the best rice fields you're ever going to see in your whole life. And then we have some kalo fields here to the left and the right. So since it's grown in a lo'i, this kalo would be known as lo'i kalo rather than just kalo. It's a taro plant. Yeah. Alright guys, we come to our last stop here. For anyone who maybe has a tree nut allergy, there are raw macadamia nuts at this stop. So if you do have that allergy, make sure you watch out around the railing. Probably don't go near that. But other than that, we're going to have a variety of things for you guys to try today. And we'll be setting that up on the counter. And then we will call you over in order to try it. So just give us a little time to set it up. In the meantime though, you guys can just go over there to the macadamia nuts and crack open your macadamia nuts. If your macadamia nut is gray or fuzzy, you're not going to want to eat that one, obviously. So just throw it over the side and crack yourself another one and go like that.
はい、こちらで皆様にいくつかハワイの食べ物をご試食いただきたいと思います。生のマカデミアナッツございます。お試しください。タロイモっぽいございます。こんな果物もご用意してありますので、お荷物を入れても結構です。
それすごくない？いいのしてくれ。
名字ヒロキオオタケとか言うからファーストは最初だし。あ、そうか。ファーストネームなんかじゃあ急遽受け付けてください。
あは。
でもは
なんとパス。書いたよ、書いたよ。 たよ。あ、俺でいいな。クラッキング。
While you're waiting for your Macadamia Nut station, first up on the counter we have Aku. It's a dried skipjack tuna. Very similar to a jerky, but it's very hard fish flavor. Okay. Next to it here we have koi. This is coming from the Taro Plant. So the Taro Plant is right down there in those fields. So it's the root mashed up with water, and you get koi. We encourage you guys to get the fish, scoop up the koi, eat it now. As you come down here, we have papaya.
がもう美味しいから。これ美味しい。美味しい。ナッツ美味しい。
Come grab one of everything. Once everyone's had a chance to come through, then get back to something. Come back and get more. Just give everyone a chance to get that. You guys want to start right there? I'll get you Work your way down.
もう一個食べたい。あ。
How it's done. Do your best.
あれちっちゃいからじゃあこれ無理なんだけど
Difficult to crack.
チョコレートに入ってるこれチョコに入ってるおまさにあれうまみナットそうチームに割れてるちっちゃいからじゃあこれ無理なんだけど。
Don't do it. Don't do it.
あ、台風だ。I'm just looking at how it doesn't how they do it. こんだけしか割れない。你知道？你看它的
Careful.
摇不到那个花上面。
Good job. Smoked barbecue.
It's so hard, that jerky.
What's this sauce for?
Very hard. It's fish.
Gotcha.
This whole one because the thing is so hard.
Papaya. I'm making a mess now. I'll eat it more. When nobody tumingin. Kasi nahihiya ako.
Chicken McNuggets.
Chicken McNuggets.
When they hear, you want to put that.
No, they're horrible. To the right here, we do have one more orchard crop. This is avocado. So that's what this tree is right there. That's avocado tree. Yeah, it's not even close already, but still, it's going to be nice to have it right there when it's ready to go. Alright guys, so you might have heard a little bit of this information on the other tours, but here we go. You might need to also let out your inner 5-year-old on this one. But for a lot of people, they consider what we just had as appetizers. Does anyone know how to say appetizer in Hawaiian? It is poo-poo. Now believe me, it's the most inappropriate way you can say it. It is poo-poo. That is appetizer in Hawaiian. Here's pop quiz question number 2. Does anyone know how to say cow in Hawaiian? That is pee-pee. I heard it back there. So next time you go to a restaurant and you order poo-poos, make sure you get a little pee-pee with it. It tastes fantastic. It's an inappropriate joke, but I find it funny. He doesn't find it funny.
はい。もっとピンク、イエローになるんですけど、パイナップルの方になります。
You can eat the fruit. It is classified as a famine food, however. Each one of those seeds is its own individual thing, and it has a very strong soapy taste to it. Yeah, does not taste very good. It's famine. Also, when they would dry it out, it actually had so many fibers in it, they would use it as a paintbrush. So obviously something you use as a paintbrush or a makeup brush you're not going to want to eat. Probably not the best thing. But, hey, if you have to, you're gonna.
皆様がお帰りになるバスも参ってきますので、すべてのお荷物をお持ちになって、グループの方々皆さんお集まりになりましたら、階段の上までお越しください。そこでスケジュールの鍵をいただけると、このバスのことをご案内します。So the buses, when you take to go back to Waikiki, they are here already. So get all your belongings and then get together in a group and then go proceed to the top area of